Well, hello! I achieved 100% in LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, so this video is basically a sequel continuation to my first video about the game, so let's get to it. I knew I wanted to go for 100% because in terms of LEGO games, I'm usually a completionist, so I always try to complete the game for 100%. I did it but not with all I own, but I did it with this one, and it took me longer time than any LEGO game ever took me. I think the longest time took me LEGO Batman 3, and it took me around 30 hours. Legacy of the Dark Knight took me around 50. Most time I've spent to do 100% was going around Gotham doing various stuff with riddles, with Wayne Tech caches. The region of Gotham which took me the longest was Tri-Corner, because I was really hyper-fixated on getting 100% on Tri-Corner, even though it was pretty impossible to get. Because Falcone's Fortune appears every now and then when you complete some other Falcone's Fortune, so there is a specific order those are appearing in. Same with Clue Master and the Riddler's rooms, so I had to first finish some Falcone's Fortunes and puzzle rooms before they could appear somewhere else. It made me a bit pissed, to be honest, because I wanted to move to another area after finishing one, but Falcone's Fortune, out of all of those stuff to do around Gotham, is probably my favorite part. Those are always fun, they bring always something new to the table. And also Tri-Corner took me the most time because I was manually trying to find everything, and like on last couple percent I discovered that Batgirl can hack the antenna, and hacking the antenna will reveal almost everything on the map. When it comes to Wayne Tech caches, I think there's too many of them. Puzzles for them got really repetitive and stale early on, and they cannot be skipped. And that's my problem with this game's Wayne Tech caches. Same problem is shared by Riddler's puzzles and Clue Masters. There are sometimes some which are really unique and creative, like the one with Spotlight and buttons. It was so fun to do. And overall, after finishing all available Riddlers and Clue Masters puzzles and puzzle rooms, there is a final puzzle room which is a combination of both, and it was really fun to play. I would say it was the only one which was difficult-ish, but really fun nonetheless. Worst part about getting 100% was doing races, and one time my game refused to save. It was like saving for eternity. I had to force shut it down, otherwise it would stay like this forever probably, and I had to do some of those races again. Worst races out of all three types of them is definitely the car race. It's mainly due to the rendering issue which stops the car, and overall driving the car isn't the most fun thing possible in this game, especially when some races have a lot of tight alleyways. Some are on those elevated roads, which are my favorite ones because they're so cool, but some are in a really tight spaces with a lot of turning left, right. It's getting chaotic and pretty annoying, because sometimes I was actually fighting with the camera, because on the one hand the game was turning the camera for me, but it wasn't in a way I wanted it to rotate, so we couldn't really agree on the direction. Out of all regions of Gotham, I think I like Newtown the most. I overall like the atmosphere that was in Newtown. Like Tri-Corner was really messy, but Newtown felt clean and slick. I think the structure in Gotham that disappointed me the most was Botanical Gardens. Botanical Gardens in LEGO Batman 2 is my favorite structure. It looks absolutely awesome, it looks unique, it looks great, it looks like a maze, like with a lot of wildlife in it, and even with the best boss fight in the game, which is Poison Ivy. In this game there isn't even a way to go inside the gardens while traversing through Gotham, which is a bit disappointing. The only structure player get inside of it is probably the Wayne Tower, but it's nothing special because it's a part that appeared in a mission anyway with Lucius Malfoy. and in free play mode there is a Wayne Tech crate hidden in it, and there is only one door which leads there, cause like Wayne Tower has like 3 doorways leading inside. What I really like is that trophies were different in each area, and with Hacked Arena, getting them was actually the least problematic thing on earth. Another thing I was fighting with, because I mentioned before I was fighting with a camera, I was also fighting with a grappling hook, because sometimes the game didn't want to grapple to the place I should be able to grapple. It was so weird. About falling through the map, because like I fell through the map several times, I went through the building and stuff. I found assets under the map and I landed on it, so it set my spawn point there, so I was a bit stuck under it. Another issue is how race restart system works, because on one hand everything happens on the same world, like races are in the same place you started them, while the transition is basically like those are missions loaded separately, because like races in past games I played in never worked this way, never had a loading screen. Like you just start the race and you go, but in this game it doesn't work this way. Grappling hook was sometimes really unreliable in the running challenges, because it was grappling to the wrong place and whoops, and it usually costed me losing race. Probably the easiest ones to exploit were the combat ones, because when you upgrade Gordon's gun, the one with blue projectiles, so they will split in 2, you can just spam alt on most enemies and it will defeat all waves for you effortlessly, until brutes appear, but brutes aren't a problem, especially when after killing so many enemies you definitely have a focus unlocked. What I really regret not using were skill breaks, because some skill breaks would be really handy, like the one for more focuses that can be kept. Same thing I would say about the chips which are gathered from Wayne Tech caches, because they give pretty neat upgrades to Batman and overall other characters. Batman was the first character I upgraded fully, and there was one Batarang that can confuse enemies in an area when it explodes. It was ultra useful for brutes, and getting a triple shot with basically heaven, destroying everything around was so simple. I still think the game should have less of those Wayne Tech caches, because like the game overall has a lot of place when the button must be held. Like for example, when you want to exit the game, you get a small pop-up with do you really want to exit the game, and you gotta hold the button to exit the game. It's basically like, are you sure? Are you totally sure? Are you 100% totally sure? Are you sure? It's unnecessary. Same with hold on Wayne Tech caches. I don't really need that. Pressing the button would be enough. And the sound effect when overall I also didn't really like how often the characters were talking, and I think the worst one of these is definitely Batmite.
Guess who has new items? Me.
Babies. Shut up.
I always hated Batmite in Batman 3. He's such an annoying character. Like FNAF has Balloon Boy, Batman has Batmite. His fetch quests in LEGO Batman 3 got stale quickly as heck. And overall he's really annoying with those weird popping up bat symbols in the third game. In this game he's only at the store, but like when I was getting a dialogue from him, "Hey Batman, let's go shopping," it was turning me on as heck, and I didn't want to remove the dialogue because I was using the police dialogue to know which crime appeared, because I wanted to go for an achievement with all crimes. And I eventually got it. I got it pretty late, I think. The last crime I had was with helping GCPD. Another activity that can be gotten around Gotham were Venus flytraps, and I pretty like them. They're nice. Most times to get to pod works in a different way, so Venus flytraps don't get as stale, because there isn't a lot of them anyway. Like there is 1 or 2 per area of Gotham and you're free to go. Similar thing happened with zoo animals. Zoo animals either take as little time as possible or they're dragging as hell. The worst ones were the ones that needed stealth used to push tracker on them, because even when I tried to be really stealthy, those were running away and I couldn't put a tracker on them. But there were some easy There were some easy ones, just like elephants, which took like 5 seconds to put a tracker on them. There was also the case of Waylon, which turned into Killer Croc, which I'm really glad I kept for one of the last thing I did, cause each time this activity popped in, it was something different. Like one was for searching for clues, but the other one was about breaking to GCPD. It was really cool how it worked, and I wish there was more side storyline just like the one with Waylon Jones, which turned to be later Killer Croc. I mean, they called him Killer Croc because he looked like a monster, but like he didn't kill a single being. One thing that I didn't like about the free play mode in Gotham is that the game didn't allow to get to the forest and Wayne Manor, which feels really stupid because like they have it fully rendered. They used it for the prologue with little Bruce. So why the fuck they didn't allow to enter this part of Gotham while traversing through Gotham? Like, I get that they wanted to be on the map as the Batcave only, but they didn't have to put a single item inside of it. It could just be there. And about the items, bat symbols are the secret collectibles in the game, and getting all of them was really tedious. I mean, achievement really required only 25, I think. But I got to conclusion like, if I'm already getting 25 of them, I might as well get 50. So I was doing it with a tutorial, and what I discovered was that for getting 50 bat symbols, you get a T-Rex in a Batcave. But later when I was replaying missions to get all collectibles, one of the last missions I did was the one with Batgirl in museum. Batman said after riding the T-Rex in museum that one day he'll get one.
Whoa! I'll have to get one of those for the Batcave.
It's so cool, like one day I'll get one, and he really got one. I would say getting 100% in Legacy of the Dark Knight by most parts is pretty fun, but at some point it will get a bit stale with how repetitive some tasks are getting. And the peak of them is the case of Waylon Jones and Falcone's Fortune. The worst ones are obviously Wayne Tech caches, and at one point all riddles get really stale as well. Comparing Legacy to the Dark Knight to getting 100% in LEGO Batman 3 is basically heaven and hell. Legacy is the heaven, Batman 3 is hell. Because like Legacy might have too many stuff to collect around Gotham, but Batman 3 has a lot of quests which are really tedious to do, unskippable dialogue. Some quests I even had bugged when I was getting full completion in Batman 3. It was frustrating and I didn't like traversing through various planets at all. A lot of quests got repetitive. In Batman 3, most of them were fetch quests, so there was a lot of them. And a lot of planets might have in Batman 3 different color palettes, but in fact they're one of the same. Because most of stuff to collect are the same, most quests are the same, races are the same, most stuff is the same, but the visual looks is different, so that's the difference. Legacy doesn't have this problem because, well, free play stuff doesn't have really any characters to fetch your item to. There was one thing to be delivered in Batcave, some potion or something. I forgot about it. But if I had to compare getting 100% in Batman 1 and Legacy, I would say I would choose Batman 1 for the sake of it being shorter. In Batman 1, small game compared to Legacy, and it's what I actually prefer. And I would definitely choose Batman 2 above Legacy when it comes to getting 100% because, well, to get gold breaks in Batman 2, there are some puzzle pieces which require getting all through, but some can be skipped with specific characters like Superman, like Penguin, and I really like that because it makes feel it like if you know your stuff you can skip a lot of those long ways, but if you don't you can learn the hard way. And I will be honest, amount of stuff that is required for 100% left me with a lot of stats remaining, so I tried to buy everything from Batmite store and I bought probably most of it until I got out of stats. I think I would have even more stats if I got the multiplayer skill brick upgrade. Let me know if you try to get 100% in this game or any other Batman games. Would I recommend getting 100% in this game? I'm not sure. On one hand, it's nice to have all achievements on Steam, but on the other hand, it's pretty boring.